Hey assholes, doing a whole new setup. I got a camera with a light on it. It's beautiful. So my hands are free to move shit around. So now that I have that, I'm going to take more inside look, not this time, but next time. We're just going to do quickly run through this because I don't want to take up too much time. Some of these are hits, most of these are misses. Let's get to the nitty gritty. People don't like Matthew Rosenberg, I understand. From what they said, he just doesn't know how to tell a story. But I have to say that every time I read this, I enjoy it. It's a slow burn, but there's a lot of stuff that happens, and the banter between everybody is great. The over-sexualized female robot character is awesome. Grifter's not... spoiler alert, Grifter's not really dead. The body that they found was a grifter from another timeline, and now he's doing what Flash was doing at the beginning of the Jeremy Adams run. He's going through different timelines and trying to figure out what's going on. It's interesting. With the parallels, there was a constant joke being thrown in about who kidnaps people anymore. It's good. I think Rosenberg is funny, but if you sit there and he's already giving you a bitter taste in your mouth, I can understand. I won't hold it against you, but I'm enjoying this run. Speaking of Jeremy Adams, check that out. That is Green Lantern #1, written by Jeremy Adams. This was great. I found this did what the movie should have done. We get an introduction to Hal, the kind of person he is. I think her name is Carol, which is who she is, how good he thinks he is, and his responsibility, what's going on OA. And it was great. It had a good pace. There's really nothing bad about this. I am super looking forward to the next one. I have nothing bad. This was exactly what DC Comics should do. Stay away from the politics, stay away from the gender benders, and just get on with the story. You can have that if it comes in organically, not always in your face. You got to cater to who's buying comics. Who's buying comics? People over 30. You got to cater to those people. So this was good. I recommend it. Yeah, this was so good. If you missed Shirtless Bear Fighter, I'm sorry. You missed one hell of a popcorn style comic book. This 7-issue thing is a roller coaster of awesome. I don't know what else they're doing, but this was great. So if you don't know, the premise is there's a dude named Shirtless who was raised by bears? I think he was raised by bears, but he hates them. He's never met his father, and his father is this giant guy who has taken over. Now, Shirtless is basically Chuck Norris. And the first book, he's taken on a giant kaiju gummy bear, and he eats the whole thing. He loves pancakes and syrup, and he wasn't raised by his family. He's tough as nails. Mr. Miyagi is this sensei. It is fucking all over the place, and it's super entertaining. And get yourself the trade. If you didn't get the issues and you missed out, get the trade. And it has multiverse. It has his arch nemesis pantsless, where he's shirtless, so he's got constantly, and whatever nudity happens, it's like, what do they call that? You know, the censored, weird squares. You know, like, you understand why Asian girls be crying when they're getting fucked by Asian guys because their penises are all these weird squares. Well, it's that kind of mosaic censorship. Anyways, good. Read that one. Joshua Williamson he was the one who did Flash Rebirth after, obviously, Jeff Johns. And it was good. The issues were fantastic. I would compare Jeremy Adams to, or one and the same. Like, they're both very good. I know Joshua Williamson just did Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths that was like hot garbage. But whatever he was on before was great. And this is no different. It's slow. Okay, it does you. If you're a avid Green Arrow fan, this issue sucks. It's bringing you up to speed with stuff you already know, and it leaves you with more questions than you have answers. But for those of you who need to be like reintroduced, because you know you watch a show and you're like, oh, what the hell, and then it reintroduces what the comic book version of all those people were, and it gives you a what the hell moment at the end. I would recommend it. Just on this, what else are you going to get from DC? I mean, if you're looking for something that does the trick, it does the trick. And I got the cardstock cover because this ink comes off on my hands. This, I was really shocked to find out that it's the last in the series. Peach Momoko's Demon Wars Scarlet Sin. This is the last one, folks, for now. This was very anticlimactic. I have to say, you go through Peach Momoko's books really fast. It reads like a manga. But holy hell. It was super fast, this last issue. It wrapped up real quick. There was no build. There was no... I know North American comics and manga are very different. That you can have pages and pages and pages of fight. I wish North American comic books would take a nod at that. I was reading my kid Dragon Ball Super issue 1 and Dragon Ball issue, I think it's 23 to 26. That's about the Frieza saga. Or is it 24 to 27? I'm not sure. Anyways. No, it must be 24 or 27. No. Anyways. No, it would have finished on 24. So it would be 25, 26, 27. Yeah, 25 to 27. And it's the part where Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time and fights Frieza. I know Frieza's the longest fight ever, but it's still. I think there's move for move, charging up, trying to get out of a situation, using skill. This wrapped up way too fast for the style and everything that looks just like tapestry, Japanese tapestry. If you played the game Okami, it's like not just the look, but the lore put in, replaced the main characters with Marvel characters, and half the fun is trying to figure out who's who and how they, what the name changes and what significance did they make in this story. There was a lot of character building that needed to be done. It was wrapped up too quick, and the epilogue was Up until the last 3 issues, this has been a great run. Maybe she was told, okay, that's it, fucking no more. And she's like, fuck, it's like one every 4 months, right? So, I don't know, but I was very disappointed with the end result. It's funny, I don't even remember this one. Did I read it? Oh, yeah. How's it end? Oh, this was fantastic. This was my favorite one this month. Outside of Shirtless. So Batman is stuck in another time. They did the same storyline as they did with Grant Morrison puts Bruce Wayne through time after he was killed in Final Crisis, but he wasn't killed. The same thing happened. It was that robot, I forget his name. He looked like he was about to kill Batman, and it looked like to everybody that he did. Only it sent him through to another Gotham where there was no Batman, so he lost his hand. His right hand got cut off. He was Luke Skywalker, only it wasn't his father who did it. So he's going through dimensions. He meets Michael Keaton, Adam West, and Terry McGinnis? Batman Beyond. He gets Adam West's utility belt. I'm sorry. If any Batman utility belt you want Adam West's Batman utility belt. That shit has the cure for cancer, and it tastes like, maple syrup. You know, like, fuck, man. That guy, his utility belt was basically utility belt ex machina. So he goes through time and he gets a heads up from all sorts and help from all these Batmen until finally Robin, you know, Tim Drake, you know, now he's gay, shows up. And he's all like, Batman, can I get a hug? Sure, but, you know, you're not going to fap to this later, are you? No? Uh-huh. Anyways, this was great. A lot of people are shitting on Zdarsky. They can eat shit. Zdarsky's proven that he can do the job. This was very entertaining. Some people probably hated it, but you know how it is. They want something different, but they want it the same. Just never fucking happy. Hey, you ever wonder if there's comic books that are going to let Marvel or DC are going to like make comic books where the women look voluptuous and still look good and shit? Here you go. Lethal Protector 2, Issue 2, from David Michelinas and a few other people. The interiors are top notch. Silver Sable looks hot as fuck. And I have old issues of Silver Sable, and she looks good here, or just as good here as she did in the older 90s issues. Because you know, in the 90s, they look damn good, the women. This was a great story. I like where they're going. Venom and Silver Sable is an unlikely team up. However, they did do it in the past. It was in the Venomnibus Volume 1. I forget where it lands, but whatever. This is great. I barely remember the story, so it must have not really... It must be during the middle part, like they already built up something, so this is what get out of hot water, and then the next one's going to do more groundbreaking introduction. It's been a month, over a month. I've read it. I'm just going to check real quick. Oh. How's that? Huh? 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 Yeah. Oh yeah, the Vulture and that other guy. How about that? It's really gorgeous work. You don't see this today. No more. Yeah, I barely remember any of this. It's sad to say. It really didn't stick. Yeah, I already have issue Batter Blood #1. Yeah, they're fighting. Oh, yeah, Doom shows up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really remember the story. And looking back, it was really... it's good, get it. And I don't even remember what's so great about it. It is fun. The action is great. The story is not memorable, but it's one of the mini-series, so you know you're going to get a nice conclusion, a third act, etc., etc. They're formulaic. It's basically watching a movie versus a TV series of the same name. You know, it does the trick. You're not disappointed. It does better than the Venom series itself. All right, here we go. Yes, sir. Hey, is Vampirilla worth getting? Well, Strikes is. She's part of this group called The Dance. It's like Supernatural with Vampirilla instead of Dean and Sam. There's a metal Venom girl. And there's an issue. Somebody in a town, a poor town, is being targeted. And she wants to help, but the Dance Macabre, which is their faction or whatever, they're like, we don't have the resources to send them there now, so tough. And she's like, you really think you're going to stop me? So she starts her investigation, and just when they think they got a witness or someone, she's paired with someone she fought with, and the person they suspected to be the big bad or the person doing all this terrible shit just got X'd alive, and it was bloody and fun. I'm not a fan of the main series, which is done by Priest, because like he makes it super fucking complicated. But this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it. These were fantastic. Again, popcorn, fun. Perrault is back in charge of the story. I was not happy with what he did with Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin. It was like a side-by-side series. Each comic book had a half a face, and if you got them in order, they make a full face. I hated it. It was slow. It was like 8 issues for something to be resolved. It's like, come on. You know, the miniseries resolves faster. I'd much rather just get the miniseries then. Was this made to make more action figures to sell them at $80 a pop? Maybe. Having the Turtles actually be their own kind of Power Rangers and having the Power Rangers mutate to keep some of their strength and ability to fight since the Morphing Grid got knocked out. Dimension X having Power Rangers. A lot of stuff went on and it was really cool. And having the Megazord fused with a giant, what looked like Metalhead? Or what was the name of the metal turtle? I think it was Metalhead. I don't remember. It was kind of cool. There was a lot of fan service. It did the trick. And it continues the continuity from the first one. And it looks like there may be a third series. We'll see. I don't know if IDW is going to last. But this was a lot of fun and I enjoyed it. More and more comic books that are a lot of fun. I have less and less shitty ones. These 3 kind of came out like in the same time, right? So I was kind of like, oh, well, that'll be nice. So this is a flashback to explain the rest of the series. They have a new kid. They named him Wade. I guess they're big fans of Deadpool. And Granny Goodness steals Wade. And turns out she's been stealing babies forever, trying to create an army of powered people. And it has to rise up against Darkseid so she doesn't have to work for him anymore. She's an actual character that existed. She's not created for the series. Despite the weird fucking covers, they have nothing to do with what's going on. And 800 just came out last week, but I ordered the foil cover, so that's going to come out in the next 2 weeks because Diamond's like, fuck you. And it was great. Now, there were people pissing and moaning about what someone did to Mr. Terrific. Some asshat wrote him being really grateful that he is no longer, or that he never had to be a father. That his son, not a living, was probably a godsend, I guess, for his lifestyle or for whatever. Clearly someone who never understood the character doing what they like to do, self-inserts, because they themselves probably were terrible parents. This fixes it. So what happens here is, I know this is spoilers, but this came out like a few weeks ago. So if you don't want to hear it, just like, skip ahead to whatever. But the extra powered people that are fighting off everybody else while Flash is trying to fight Granny Goodness, they're like match to match against people that have the same kind of powers as them, which is cool. But it turns out that Mr. Terrific's son was never dead. She took him, and he was there. And he was super happy to see his own son. None of that, oh, hey, the kid, and all that shit that the fucking woke retards did. None of that crap. It fixes this. You have to say, Jeremy Adams, if he did anything, is he fixed Wally West, and he fixed another thing that probably irked him. I think Jeremy Adams is one of the last people that are in comic books Like last, I mean, in the current generation, that are actually fans of comic books and the characters, and they're not trying to reinvent the wheel with them. They're just trying to make them in the image that they know heroes to be. And outside of maybe 2 or 3 things in this book or in this that irk me, and it's has to do with the fucking Blue Beetle from the future. Hate that character. She just does everything well. Everything just comes easy, no struggle. Fuck that. And it's a testament to all the fucking stupid TV shows and shit. Ugly ass bitches with dumbass haircuts who could be single moms and raise their kid properly, and they can win at everything and never strife. And oh, hey, fuck that. Fuck that. It's the only problem I have with this. It's very minute. And then maybe there's a reason, and maybe the blue gold beetle, whatever it is from the future, is supposed to be super awesome. She ends up with Jai? I don't know how you pronounce his name. Wally's son. So, anyways, this nicely ends Jeremy Adams' run. I know 800 has a story or two, but it's a legacy, and it leads into Cy Spurrier's run on it. And no one's infatuated about it, and people are just mad that Jeremy Adams... If you've been reading The Flash, you know that he's been doing a good job. It's been nonstop good. Even with the shitty sidesteps of all the dumbass things, the 1 Minute War was fantastic. It ended nicely. This shit that happened was his last little arc that was cute, and it leads into the next one. Now, before I finish off... There's one more book I got. I went to the back bin and I got myself Silver Sable issue 4. I can tell you that the Venom book definitely gave me the taste to go back. I remember seeing this at the store. It's a bit pricey for, I think. You see how her hair and her face, she looks good. Doctor Doom, it's a tie-in for Infinity War. And it did a good job. The Infinity War itself, yeah, that's the one I have. I don't have the Gauntlet. I have Infinity War. With the Magus sending out doppelgangers, I found in the story itself went by really fast, but the tie-ins, they deal with that a lot better. Wonder Man, I think, has one of the best ones, but this was really good too. Doctor Doom is teamed up with Kang the Conqueror to try to harvest this energy from these supposed stones, these Infinity Stones. So he leaves Latveria at the worst time possible to go after it because he doesn't want Kang to get it, so he's going to get it for himself. Apparently, Doctor Doom and Silver Sable meet up once a year for dinner to discuss political bullshit. And who was left behind was Doctor Doom's doppelganger. And she thought he was a real Doom, and then she saw he was being a dick. And she started to think he was a robot that was malfunctioning. Nope, still wrong. And she kicked some serious ass. Her team, the Wild Pack, are really cool. One of the guys is Sandman. For those of you I don't know, right? I wasn't reading back then. I only started reading 2 years later, and then I stopped 5 years after that, and I only started up again in 2019. But this was fun. It went places. The story progressed. No wasted words. No wasted space. All of it was pertinent. No, that's something that's hard to find in today's comic books. Good pacing. No wasted words. No wasted space. Today we get bad pacing, ugly people, wasted words, wasted space, conversation for the sake of... it's all from just one person, though. Like She-Hulk's book is awful. This is amazing. So yeah, when people are saying, yo man, go to the back issues, they ain't kidding. Like, I paid less than a regular issue today, significantly more than what it cost in the first place. But this was good. Like, there's nothing to shit about. Like, I think even like maybe the worst stories back then were probably better than any of the best ones today. Like, we're just happy when something good comes out. Like, maybe Jeremy Adams isn't really that great. Maybe he's just good for today's standards. Maybe if you put him against other people from back in the day, he'd fall behind or get lost in the mix. Today he stands out because all there is shit. And those who can write, like Jeff Johns, are actually doing maybe more TV than comic books. Anyways, these are the issues I got last month. I got next month's already. or this month's already. Looking forward to reading some. I went earlier because I met a friend. Boy, was that good to meet up with a friend. Hey, man, if you haven't met up with anybody out in public or done anything fun, go do it. I suggest you do it because venting and talking shop and talking shit, it's something you have to do. You got to do it. And then the thing about comic books is, yeah, they're great by themselves, but they're even better in community. When you have people that read something, like I got a couple of issues, some back issues of New Warriors to start to fill out the rest of the series. They were $2 each, and it's a good run. And then it sparks conversation. Oh, New Warriors, most underrated run ever. That Fabien Nacienza, he did great work for that run. This one is written by Daniel Wright, something like that, and it's the same guy who wrote Deathlock at the same time, which is another back issue I got because Deathlock is one of my favorite characters. Anyways, I find more interest in these old issues than these new ones, but old issues are hard to come by, and you don't know where to start and who to get. But nope, this was good. I suggest checking something old out, old ass Marvel and DC. All right. So for the next segment,